Hey, how are you? This is Daniel Residency, and today we're gonna have an international look on every way you can get a passport. And this is the photo of the day. It's me, the day I got my Italian citizenship. I hadn't had my passport yet, but yeah, it was the day I signed the documents and officially became Italian. That was in a little village in the mountains in Abruzzo in Italy. Yeah, so let's go. Let's start with birth. That's possibly the most obvious one. In some countries, birth is in and of itself a qualifier for citizenship. Exceptions may apply, such as children of diplomats or tourists, but in general, this is the most straightforward way to get citizenship though entirely out of your control. Obviously, it's in your parents' control, but it's not in your control. And countries that do offer birthright citizenship are pretty much in the Americas. Those light red countries actually don't apply. For example, in Australia, you do get citizenship if you're born in Australia, as long as one of your parents is a permanent resident, but it's not like irrestrictive, it's not unconditional. There's a lot of conditions that apply. So, mostly in the Americas, it's countries that were colonized. Normally, they have the rule of the land. And as we spoke about rule of the land, now we're going to talk about rule of the blood, which is citizenship by descent. Of course, sometimes those maps they're put together and they're divided into like countries that have citizenship by birth versus countries that have citizenship by descent. That's not really an accurate thing. The truth is, every country has citizenship by descent. It's by far the most common manner from which people derive their citizenship. If you were born in Switzerland or England or Italy and you're Swiss, you're English, you're Italian, you're not Swiss, English, or Italian because you were born there. You're Swiss, English, or Italian because your parents are Swiss, English, or Italian, or at least one of the two are. So mostly, of course, through your mom, your dad, but sometimes it's also grandparents. Sometimes it's even further away. Some countries are famous for having irrestricted generations. So, for example, Italy, I think Poland, in certain cases, Germany and Austria. If you can prove that your great grandparents were Jewish and they ran away or something like that. Uh, and of course, even Ireland actually, they have the foreign birth registry, and as long as you keep on the foreign birth registry, in theory, you can have citizenship by descent forever. So it is by far the most common type of citizenship, but we don't end here. There's quite a few other options as well. So the third one, and it's increasingly common in a world of immigration, like the one we live in today. This is often preceded by permanent residency, of course, which can be obtained in many ways, though in most cases is through business, employment, affiliation, or family ties, including marriage. And of course, after you stay in a country for a certain amount of years, maybe they'll give you permanent residency in that country, and then after a few years after that, you can actually apply for naturalization, and there you have it. You're a citizen, and it wasn't by descent, it wasn't by birth, it was by naturalization. Uh, Now, there's also citizenship by marriage. This is different from simplified naturalization requirements, such as 3 years instead of 5 in the US. Of course, if you get married to someone, maybe you get a green card, you move to America, you live there for 3 years, you can apply to become a US citizen, but it's not really through marriage, it's through naturalization. In some countries, marriage is in and of itself a qualifier for citizenship. So this includes some Arab countries in which a foreign woman marrying a citizen automatically becomes one. More notably, it also includes countries like Switzerland, Italy, I think even France actually, which concede or confer citizenship to spouses if certain conditions are met, even if they've never lived in the country. So let's say you can get married to someone from Italy, to someone from Switzerland. Maybe you visit the country a few times, they've never actually lived there, and you're still, after certain requirements are met, eligible to apply for citizenship. So it is an entirely different beast, let's call it. Uh, Also, this one is very well known throughout the internet and YouTube, especially. Well, most countries in the world they offer some sort of residency by investment scheme. So you can think EB-5 in the US. You can think of investment visas. Pretty much in every country, I think if you're rich enough, it really is the case that you can establish residency in any country, and eventually, of course, after living in the country, you can naturalize. But only a few give out direct citizenship in exchange for investments explicitly. Of course, it's said now that Argentina will have one, so it is gradually becoming more popular. It is a growing market that started with some Caribbean islands, and it has greatly expanded. Now, it isn't well viewed, let's call it, by everyone, well perceived by everyone, but it is what it is. And of course, maybe if you're Chinese, if you're uh, Russian, you have a really bad passport. For certain instances, you buy yourself an extra passport for, I don't know, 100 grand, 200 grand. It's nothing for you, but it really helps you out. So that might be a really interesting way to get your passport. But for an everyday person, it makes absolutely no sense. And then, of course, there's the honorary exception and grant citizenship. In theory, a government, or at least most governments, according to their own constitutions, they can kind of confer citizenship for any reason. So many countries, they offer things such as honorary citizenship, citizenship by grant, citizenship by exception. The requirements vary greatly, meaning anything outside the other categories could generally be considered here. It could be because, I don't know, you fought for the country. It could be because you're a really good artist. It could be because, well, you made a great contribution, or you're an entrepreneur and you're investing $100 million in that country. And of course, they they might be inclined to give you a citizenship as well. So this is pretty much where all the other types actually end up. And yeah, to wrap up, descent, birth, and nowadays naturalization are by far the most common ways to acquire citizenship. However, marriage, investment, and other circumstances can also afford you a second passport. In an increasingly global world, it is very likely that more and more people possess two, three, or even more citizenships. I personally know people with 4 citizenships, and of course, that's just people I know personally. There's people online who claim to have a lot more. The consequences of this, just general mix, are yet to be seen. It's going to be very interesting what happens if like certain countries go to war, or if people just keep piling those citizenships up, and at one point a baby's born with like 10 passports, 12 passports. This really crazy. It's very interesting to see. But yeah, I hope you liked the video. Tell me what passport you'd like to get in the comments below, and I'll see you around.